Mass can be divided into 5 different parts using the simple words come, listen, thank, eat, go to describe each of those parts of the Mass. So the first part of the Mass is the introductory rite, and this is a gathering together of people, so it's the coming together of a community. So again, just you can have a quick read of that there. Community coming together, the gestures at that point in the Mass. There might be an opening procession, an opening hymn. People stand, and the Confiteor and the Gloria and the Kyrie, the Lord have mercy, all form part of that introductory rite. So again, if you just want to read down through these bullet points, they're fairly self-explanatory. So this is the liturgy of the word we're speaking about. So again, there's an interplay in terms of dialogue and the psalm. There's a responsorial psalm that's said back and forth. And when I was speaking to you about the Mass, I mentioned that we are nourished and nurtured and immersed in the story underpinning the ritual during the liturgy of the word. Okay, the next part of the Mass is the liturgy of the Eucharist, which is where the offertory begins this part of the Mass, and this is where we thank God. And during the liturgy of the Eucharist, we have the consecration. So again, offering, celebrating, praying, praising. There's a very good clip, a video link, or not a video, well, there's the video PowerPoint of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which will help you in this section as well. But there's a clip to a website which is very good in terms of the different parts of the Mass as well. And next we have the rite of communion, where people come to celebrate communion. Again, a lot of this is self-explanatory in terms of the wording on the slides, so I'm just going through it because I want to keep it brief for you. And finally, the recessional or concluding rite, where people are sent to go and live what they have consumed. Where there's a sense of mission, missio, go forth, a gospel directive. So this whole ritual of the Mass can be reflected in the life of Jesus himself. So we're going to take each of those parts of the Mass and just refer to Jesus' life in relation to those various aspects. We're geared to the story. So the initial gathering of the apostles, he issues an invitation to those to join him. Listen, we hear Jesus telling stories, teaching through parables, showing his relationship with God in prayer. And by listening to him, they are formed through his words. And Jesus, in his prayer life, thanked God. So thanksgiving was very much a part of his prayer life. We've spoken again in the earlier PowerPoint about Jesus' table fellowship, and also about the stories, the miracle stories, the Eucharistic stories, and of course then the Last Supper. And finally, Jesus' baptismal mandate. Go, teach all the nations, baptize them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them.